My name is Nome. I come from Miami, Florida. Currently residing in Hollywood, Florida in Trifecta Studios, which is co-owned by my partner Denzel. Nome was started in 1996, and it basically came from me. At the time I was a graph artist named Trek and an MC as well named Mask. So one of my writing partners looked at me and just said, during New Year's Eve of 96, your new name is Nome, but no G, which is say N-O-M-E. So I was like, all right, cool. I stuck with it. And that's where Nome came from, which also stands for Native Over Meditated Energy. Just saying. Currently, when I'm producing bass music for the past few years, it has been Banger. Banger is one of the greatest producers to me in the scene. Mala's great too. Used to be, for rhythm sections, DJ Shadow was a big influence in production as well. I mean, in general, since I grew up listening to a lot of bass music, that's basically been the bass from a lot of my production. Is I'm really accustomed to hearing things on a low end frequency more than a high or mid. So Miami has just always kept me on the bass level frequency side of things. From producing, I started actually as experimental hip hop, and not commercial hip hop really, but very experimental / poppy hip hop in the beginning. And then once I found drum and bass about early 2000s, I messed around with that, but didn't really attach myself to it. Then I found dub in like 2004, 2005, dubstep, and that really made me transfer over to that genre. I think the main thing is not following trends. I don't know how to copy another sound. So if I hear hip hop, I'll produce a hip hop just based off my emotional output in the song. It'll never sound like, I can't say I'm gonna make a song like that guy. I can get an idea from it, but I just can't do it. It'll be my own version of it. So I think just having my own perspective on a genre when I produce really helps. If I'm gonna work on a big song like this one, Future, I tend to go in there and do marker tracks to decide, just start laying out my intros, my build-ups, my verse parts, my chorus parts, and things like that. And I'll tend to just go into the verse part and just stay in there until I find the body of the song. Once I find the body of the song, then I'll be able to lead myself into the next sections before and after the verses. So I tend to work around that area. I perform live as an MC. I'm first an MC, then a producer. I've always been. I did recently just slow down on performing just so I can focus more on the company, Trifecta Studios. Yes, but I've been performing in the bass community, especially as a dubstep drum and bass MC for the past close to 5 years in South Florida. There's two types of MCs when it comes to electronic music, the hype man and the lyricist. A good MC has a little bit of both to balance off each other, because you don't want to be too much of a lyricist and take away from the music, where the listeners in the audience are gonna lose their motion and don't want to dance. So a little bit of both. I'm an MC, so I bring lyricism into it. In the scene, there are a lot of hype men that don't really rap. They try to, which is cool, but they don't really have any lyrical abilities, but they're very good hype men. I think it's great. I mean, bass music is the low end of music, has way more body and feel and soul than anything else above it, I think. So I mean, it's better to hold your stomach in pain from a bass line than to hold your ears because you're going deaf from a very high pitched sound. So I mean, that's why you see people shaking and quote unquote twerking. And no, it's great. I mean, it may continue to grow and expand. If you're copying some guy's sound, you're already behind, because that guy's sound that you're hearing was made already probably months to years ago. That guy's already working on the next sound, so you already fell behind. It's good to appreciate, take certain elements that you like about it, and build your own sound from it and master it, so that people later on can follow you and copy your sound. I think it's great. I think it's time that artists have the right to make their own money as much as possible and cut out the middleman. Middleman could work, but it's better to make your own money and expand on your own as much as you can. I mean, the majority of my following is in Europe. Who would have thought? Without using any major label of any source. You know, and a lot of people go through that, and it's a great thing. Doing music for a documentary called Roar of the Bewildered Herd has always been one of my favorite things. I did the main score, which has Nome in it. He's a big name, if anyone knows about him. We did a show run from Popo. We did the sound design here, and I contributed like 5 or 6 of my own original productions for the show. Recently recorded for, I can't name the company because I signed a contract for a reality show coming out of Miami. It's really good. I'll just say it deals with women, lots of women. So, voiceover work that I do for publicists, for book releases, online books. There was a graffiti documentary that came out down here, which I'm also not really allowed to talk too much about because of the content in it, but I contributed some original production to that. So those are some of the ones. Be original, stay yourself, learn, and always learn from the masters. It's not bad to copy what other people have done in your own private production, but don't copy and release it. But always understand what the masters have done. Follow their footsteps and see what they did right and see what they did wrong. Build from that, and then you'll become a great artist, human being altogether. So, for me as a producer, I can always be found on SoundCloud. Just look up Nome, N-O-M-E. You'll see me there. Reverb Nation as well. Just look up Nome. I show up really fast. Facebook, Nome as well. I'm sure you'll provide some links on your blog. So I'll leave the link parts for it, but Nome is very easy to find. As far as the company, Trifecta Studios, always look out for that because we got a lot of product coming out and a lot of great artists. And that's about it. Other than that, I would like to thank you at Bass Hog for this interview, and I wish you all the best in your journeys. This is Nome at Trifecta Studios, and you're watching Bass Hog Blog.